What's up? I know I've never done this before. Okay, so that's a lot. I mean, I have other venting sessions on my page, but I have never, I guess, been this vulnerable before. And it's still a hit and miss, and like a good old 50-50 chance of whether or not I'm actually going to like upload this and post this, but I'm still making the video anyway because like I want to normalize for myself getting out my emotions when needed. And sometimes talking them out can like maybe give me a bit of clarity. When you hear it, it's a little bit different. So a couple of, and like so here you will hear me admit embarrassing parts of my life that like I don't let people would normally admit, because we all have this ideal to be perfect, but I'm not perfect, and I'm like, and I know that, but like sometimes it's harder to like, I guess, admit it in a way, or like actually subconsciously understand that, and understanding that I'm not perfect leads to understanding that I'm going to make mistakes. But sometimes when I'm like in those mistakes, and I wouldn't call them mistakes per se, but in those feelings of mistakes or feelings of like the downs of the like life, I tend to, my dog is just like she's so cute, but she's tired though because we were training all morning. But understanding that like I'm understanding that like the feeling of those down and those lulls in life kind of get me to understand where I'm going and like how it all kind of connects. And it's a big thing, but so I'll admit my faults, and I'll admit, so if y'all don't know, I'm 22 and I'm like pretty responsible. I mean, I'm pretty much independent as far as things go, but you know, adulting, it ain't easy. So pimping ain't easy. So I was a couple of payments behind on my car, and not that it matters, but like I was like paying them, like I like wasn't paying them as much as I should have. Like I paid them like periodically and was like, oh, I forgot. And on like early this month, they repossessed my car, and I had to, it was like the beginning of the month, and I also use my car for like doing deliveries and stuff like that, so I do have like a side income as well, but it is dependent upon the car. Okay, so I got it repossessed, but I got it back in like 3 days. Really could have been like one day, but like the tow was weird. It was like a weird place. It was only open like a certain day, so like it was whatever. I mean, I got it back, so no harm, no foul, and we don't dwell on things that we can't control. The problem got solved, so it's fine. But in doing that, I had to like use my rent money to do it. And like, it was a little annoying because I was like, fuck. Although I didn't realize how much I get paid a week, and like, looking back, I'm like, I could definitely be a little more responsible with the amount that I'm making, because I'm like, this is a lot. Like, it's a lot, okay? When I had to pay to get my car back, I was like, oh my God, ain't no way. But like, it was sitting in my bank account, I was like, what the fuck? But I mean, I'm like, I'm stable, but I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm stable, but like, you know, I'm living. I ain't got it made, okay, bitch? But I definitely, so I had to pay, you know, like it was like 900 some odd dollars. And looking back, they didn't have to get a key made. They were like, oh, you have to charge you for getting a key. I'm like, well, why would you make a key when it's down the street? I'm down the street. Just come get my key. Well, no, because my keys are like, getting on the car key, whatever. It was dumb. But anyways, 900 some odd change, almost damn near $1,000. And I did it. It was easy. I was like shocked. And I'll get into that at a different time, but like I was a little less than, I was like, damn, I know I made this much, okay. But in doing that, I had to like use my rent money. So rent was due last week, but I talked to my property manager, and he was a really cool guy. And he was like, you know, just I have it by, you know, next Friday. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. But like, even if like, I mean, I was like, I wouldn't be able to have like, sometimes it takes me like 2 weeks to get, you know, rent. And I'm like, fuck. So like, I had to, I work at a company. I work at a gas station, and it's a cool company or whatever. So what they do is they did it to employee before. They can front you like an amount of money, but like it would come back out of like your checks, you know, whatever, and it's fine. But like I have a bonus coming up in like June. I think like June 2nd, the first week of June. So whenever that is, and June 2nd, whenever that is, it's June 2nd. That's when June 2nd is. Oh my god. But I don't like doing those. This is fucking weird. Okay, so they fronted me like 800 because with the bonus I would cover that and then some. But like they were like safely, if we want to feel comfortable about doing it, 800. I was like, that's fine because I can do the rest. I also work, and they also pay me again because like I work, this week. So, which is also quite a bit too. I think I got a raise. I think they did say I got a raise. But yeah, so I got that done, and I was supposed to do it today because, hey, also I wanted it done today because like fees or whatever, and he was like, okay, to be fair, like you are a week late, so like it's like 8 and some change, but like $50 more, and it's like 920 something, and I'm like, fuck. But hey, it's whatever. And I could pay either or, but like, did I want to pay extra $50? No, I don't. But so I got one money order for the extra amount for like the 124, and then I have like the 800 that that's coming from my job. And she was like, she had to cut the check, but she was going to do it today. And first of all, she was like, we're going to do it at 10 o'clock. And I was like, okay, that's fine, because I took my dog to the park, and I was like, oh well, since I'm near my job, because the park is near my job, so I was like, I'm just gonna like wait around. So I went to the job at 10, and then I texted her, and she was like, oh, I thought I was gonna call you and let you know. You thought isn't it indicative? So I know, like that's, but whatever. And so, but okay, so I did get it. I got a new job that I don't start until the 26th, or at least orientation until the 26th. And so therefore it would change my schedule at my current job. But I've done this before. Like I've had multiple jobs aside from this one, and like, and they, like any job, you get a job, you just get a second one, and they work with your schedule. So okay, so apparently my job is like worried about me leaving right after I get the check, or like leaving before I get my bonus. And I'm like, why would you think? I mean, I get it because I guess people have done that before, but like, I'm like, dude, whatever. But it's really cool because like, so she called me today and she's like, well, I'm not, it's like not a manager, I'm sorry. I go to manicures and like, I haven't given myself one in like a couple of days, so I'm a little angsty about it. Plus, I think when I'm nervous, I bite my nails a lot. I've come to notice that, like, I have a tendency to just like, but anywho, so yeah, she called me, she's like, hey, I'm not avoiding you. And I'm like, but, I heard that you got a new job. And I was like, yeah. Because I told my manager, I told my manager, and I was like, hey, my, 26 is like when my schedule would have to change. I'll give you more details upon closer towards the date, And I guess like, she told, her manager, DM, I guess, the district manager or whatever. That's who I'm talking to. And so she calls me and she goes, oh, but, we just, I guess, like, basically, God, I'm sorry, I should go ghetto to be doing that, but hey. I'm in a real nerve-wracking moment. But, like, she basically was kind of like, just like, oh, well, I'm just making sure and kind of thinking about it, but I have to go by, because basically was saying like she couldn't give you the check because like she thought they basically thought I was gonna quit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna, no, ma'am. Like, but one, you could have called and asked me to clarify, but she's like, well, we just have to go by what your manager says. And I'm like, okay. So I called my manager, and I was like, can you go clarify the situation for her so she doesn't like, fuck me over at the last minute. And she's like, yeah, for sure. She goes to do it, and then so I guess she did. I guess everything's okay. It was okay. We still have to call me again. I should probably stop saying her name, but whatever. It is what it is. So, I might bleep it out, but I don't think I'm putting that much effort into this. It's not like a video. It's more like a ranting video or a venting session is what it is. And so here's the thing though. So intuitively, my mind the other day, I wrote it, like I was writing it down, just kind of like jotting down some shit. And I was like, intuitively my mind was like, you could just like pack up everything. Cause I don't own, like, I don't say I don't own a lot of shit, but I don't own a lot of shit that would be so like hindersome if I were to move somewhere else. But like my credit isn't the best because like payday loans, you know what I mean? But and mostly credit cards that I have to pay back. We're working on that too, so that's all part of the plan. Like I now have taken the initiative to, because I have like a little more stability in my bank account now. Like I have taken it upon myself to go and really start paying back my credit card to get my credit back to a good standing point, because like it's not where I wanted it to be. Which makes it a little hard to move. Plus, I don't feel like dropping funds to move places. And plus, any place that moves you in kind of quickly, in my opinion, would be really ghetto, especially where I live. Like, okay, but intuitively, my mind was like, you could pack up all your stuff and go move into a motel. Now, the reason why that's not scary for me now, before, okay, so I did that. So I did do it when I first moved out of my parents' house. And I went to stay in a motel for like a month, I think. It's actually not bad, and I actually will like recommend it for anybody. And I'm pretty sure I know a lot of people do it because I wasn't the only one there, but like I know a lot of people do it. But like I don't think it's like talked about, as like people always like get so like frightened. Like, well, if I don't have an apartment, where am I gonna go? There's transition places. You can make your way. Listen to your intuition. Listen to the universe. There's resources out there. Like. But anyways, I stayed in the motel for a little bit, and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It's actually kind of nice. But I don't have like a lot of shit. Like I can put most of my shit can fit into my car. I have this big ass beanbag I have, which is more so like gift. So like, it could go. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. Like I'm and as a Scorpio, like I'm used to like dying and rebirthing. So I can get rid of a lot of shit all the time. Like I donate to the Goodwill on a daily, like on a weekly basis to almost. Like it's really a problem because it's really good shit. But like I just be giving it away. And I guess like I could like sell it, but I'm a humanitarian. Plus selling seems like so much work. Like, but hey. Regardless though, it's something that I'm not opposed to doing. It's just something I don't want to do. And I can't say as to why. Because when I thought about, like, I guess my mind kind of gave me a glimpse of what would be if I chose both paths. Now, if I stay in my apartment, right, and you know everything works out, I wouldn't even say works out. Everything works out in this direction. I would just stay. Like, it would just be fine. Like, I'll just be here for another year, and then live normally. But I don't know. It just, a part of me feels like I'm ready to move on from this apartment. I don't know why that's a big deal. But like sometimes when the universe sets up things this way, it's like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? Is it something I missed? Like, what's up? But I also got a glimpse of like what my life would be if I had moved into the hotel. And I guess it wouldn't be any different per se, because I would just be living out of a motel. But it's not like it's embarrassing to me. And it's not like, 'cause I know a lot of people would be like, that's so embarrassing. Like, I'm borrowed. Like, you had an apartment and you moved to a motel. Like, yeah, but if I did, I would do it by choice per se. Like, I don't know why, but like when I kind of got the glimpse, I like felt free and happier. And I'm like, what? Like, would it make me feel happy? Because like, I know I can feel my soul kind of wants to be like a little nomadic. And I guess I just like, to me, I know my soul doesn't want to have so many ties to this earth. And that makes like, let me try to make it make sense. So like, there's a lot of things in 3D. So like apartments and cars and stuff like that, like would, I guess, lessen, the more I lessen, like the lighten the load, it would feel more free. I wouldn't have like a contractual obligation to be here. I don't know why that makes sense, but I mean, it's just, it's not like any like different, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, a part of me is still okay with moving out and going to like live in a motel, because I think it would make, I think the thought of me building again from like nothing, I guess, kind of like intrigues me, because I'm a person who likes a challenge. And I built myself up from the ground. Like literally I went from a motel to like here, which is fine. But like sometimes I think you can outgrow things a little quicker than you thought. And my lease here, it wouldn't be up until like July. But like, I don't know. I don't want to like, here's what I'm thinking, because I don't want to stay here in Columbia. This is where I live. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, which is like, so, it's so like, but a part of me, I'm 22 now, so a part of me wants to move like anywhere else. Mostly Charlotte, but like anywhere really. Kind of Atlanta, but I roll because it's Atlanta low key. I wish I could show you my dog. She's so cute. And I got a new collar too. But a part of me just wants to get on my shit and just kind of like go. What if that's what I'm doing? Like, nah, cause I mean like, I don't know if it's logic that's stopping me or like my intuition. It's like, calm down, wait a second. But like, it feels like the world is trying to push me towards more of the motel thing. Like, cause I would free myself from like having to like be here. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like there's nothing wrong with the apartment. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do right now. I don't know, like, another thing is like, I feel like if I don't want to like take the check, like, right? And you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that like, a part of me doesn't want to be indebted to these motherfuckers. I don't want to be indebted because I get a bonus. I'm just taking it on my bonus. But like, a part, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like they would hold that against me, because they're also the kind of company that would do some shit like that, because they're owned by like white people. Like, and not like, and I don't say that to be right. I mean like, you know what kind of people I'm talking about, okay? Like the ones that like don't care and kind of like look at their employees sometimes as more of like things. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, they low-key moved an assistant manager to my store so that my manager could fire him. I'm like, so that like they don't have to do it. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. See what I'm saying? That's the kind of shady shit like you would like, because it's a small kind of owned business. We just like partner with Exxon, but none of that really matters. I guess I'm at a crossroads and I don't know what to do. And I'll figure it out, because either way, like, I don't want to like, part of me is like, I don't want them to cut the check and I still move. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta stop a manicure so bad. This is really bad. I don't like this. I'm just thinking, and I'll see where it goes, and if I upload it, y'all will see it. If not, it is what it is. I guess I'll talk to myself for like 20 minutes, and that's fine, because I'm still kind of like, I don't know, I think there's more. I guess I guess it's bugging me that I kind of want to leave all this behind. And if I truly am going to vent, like, I guess I'll just say everything. So like lately I've been dreaming about an ex lately. And it's not just an ex. I think it was like this particular ex that I've been dreaming about is what I believe to be is my twin flame. And I could be wrong about that based on certain theories, and I could and am going to make a video about it, but like, I've been having some, I love looking at her, I'm sorry. just some really intense dreams that have like woken me up, and like I have to like get up and like walk around for a second. Like not like not dreams like that, but like is that no, well just really intense like lucid dreams. And like where I'm aware, like there was a dream where I could physically feel in my body as I was sleeping, because I'm like half awake, half asleep, like physically feel the emotion that me and my dream was going through, like if that makes sense. So like, although it is a dream and you're really just, your mind's at work, my body was also at work to the point where like I was immersed in this feeling, like in this intense feeling, and I was barely awake. He creeps back into my mind a lot, in a lot of instances where like I feel like I've walked away from it, and not like in like a walk away, but like I heal through breakups. I definitely don't go through relationship to relationship. I think that's really weird, but I like to heal through relationships, and I feel like every time I heal from him, I feel like either he pops the fuck back up, which is a tendency he has to do, or like he'll start crossing. And usually before that happens, like this, because he's done it before multiple times, and usually before that happens, I get feelings like this, and it's more indicative to the fact that I think we are most likely psychically connected in such a way. I mean, because I'm psychically connected to almost people I like have a connection with, especially people I've dated. But like for him specifically, it is not just, oh, we have a connection. It's like I can feel when he thinks about me at night, especially because at night, like he used to go to sleep early. You know what I mean? So like at night, like if for most empaths and psychics can feel this, at night your senses are stronger because of the amount of people that are sleeping and letting go, therefore letting all those thoughts kind of float into consciousness. You know what I mean? And a lot of times empaths will, like if you ever feel like your thoughts aren't yours, or like you wouldn't think about shit like that, it might be because you're picking up on a lot of stuff. And I can make a video about that too, because it's something that like I didn't even think about until later on when I was kind of discovering myself. But he definitely comes back in, and like it was because, and like when I look back on the relationship between us, it was definitely like a fucking drunken days, because I think it was like, I can't remember, it was like we never really like dated. It was like, and I want to say it was probably like 3 or 4 months, because I met him on like Valentine's. Okay, so we've known each other for like a long time. I think since I was like in college, but we again, the tendency for us is to be distant and then come back again. And I've never done that with anybody else, like nobody else other than my best friend. My best friend, we've done that before a couple of times. Actually, you know, I think I have a lot of, I think I disappear motherfuckers a lot, and people say I do it a lot, and I guess I do. I did it again. Okay, so I just also had to do that again too. So I disappear on a lot of people because I think I outgrow people very fast, especially lately. Like I'll like be around friends, and then like a couple of weeks later, I'll be like, this shit don't make no sense no more, and like everybody's like, you just seem so distant, and I'm like, because the shit y'all do just doesn't compute with me anymore. You know what I mean? It's like weird. Okay. I just anyways, so the problem with that is that like when he creeps into my mind, right? And I can't even say creep, because like he'll just fucking like pop up, and it's fucking weird. But when I feel that energy, feel his energy, it is so intense and so like strong. It's one of the strongest feelings I think I've ever like felt from another person. I mean, and I feel everything, and I feel a lot, but like that intensity and that power from one person is so unparalleled to anything that I've honestly felt before. But and that lies in the problem, is because one, I don't think he understands. I'm almost positive that he doesn't know what a twin flame is, And I know even y'all are probably watching this like, what the fuck is a twin flame? So a twin flame is, everybody has a soul. Okay, so I'll make a video about it, and but basically, twin flame, if you understand, everybody has a soul. Everybody has a soul, and I believe in incarnation. A lot of people don't, and that's fine. I don't give much of a shit, okay? But I believe in reincarnation. I also believe in different lifetimes. So a lot of times, people who are empathic or feel psychic or can feel, in general, like people who can feel more or didn't feel like outcasts or black sheep. What the fuck are you doing? Feel like outcasts or like black sheep usually have, no, spit it out. Spit it out. Bitch. I'm keeping it in there. I don't know why. Like, I yell at my dog. I'm not like, edit that out of the video. I just don't feel like it. Spit it. I don't feel like going down to get her. Oh my God. Bad girl. Anyway, so usually means that you've lived a lifetime here before, you lived lifetimes prior. And it could be, and sometimes it's the people who also have intense dreams or intense passions, and that usually means that's something that you may have dabbled in a previous lifetime that seems a little bit easier to you. But of course, in the 3D experience, human life, you have to go through challenges and obstacles, because if you could just reach everything you've done before, that would be very like boring, would it not? But a twin flame is sometimes when you can live so many odd lifetimes, and sometimes when you ascend to a certain level, and this is why like I could feel it, because like I said, sometimes I feel like I outgrow a lot of people at very fast rates, especially now these days. It gets very lonely. It's a very lonely experience sometimes when you look around and you just and it's not like lonely like just like I'm always alone and like I have no one to talk to, because I mean that can be true sometimes. But for me, like, because I want deeper meaning out of life, I can't do surface level friendships like most people can do. Like, y'all can go 35 years and barely know a bitch. That's crazy. I can't do that. That would really hurt me. Like, physically hurt me in a lot of ways. And it's really hard sometimes to find people who feel as deep as me, or who understands the world in my views as deep as me. And I don't even go into spirituality a lot, because that's where it comes from, because honestly it's a very vulnerable thing for me, because not everybody understands it in the way that I do, and a lot of people are scared of it, doesn't make sense, or don't have the intelligence and or mindset or any expanding type of mindset that allows that type of belief in. So it kind of leaves me to be by myself in a lot of instances. I have to learn by myself, I have to like grow up by myself, like, which is fine, because hey, I'm a loner bitch. It's fine. And I'm an introvert. I'm an INFP. Like, I get it. But, you know, it doesn't stop from wanting a connection with somebody special, or wanting to find friends who understand you. Which, by the way, one of my best friends actually doesn't understand me, because like I disappeared. Like, not disappeared, but like I told him like I need like a month maybe to like kind of work on myself. You know what I mean? Like, to get my stability back and get myself back on track to the place where I want to be. And we both kind of just like drifted for like a week. But like he called, we talked yesterday, and like we're fine. Like nothing happened. Like we both understood that we both actually needed a month apart to like grow. And I think that should be something that's normalized, which I'll get into at a different time. But like it should be normalized to like grow. You know what I mean? Like friends should be able to grow. And like, you don't have to spend every waking fucking moment with each other. But to the point where like, I am a little lonely sometimes. It makes me understand that like, it makes me, I guess, want it more. So a twin flame, again, like I think I'm going like around a circle to explain this, but a twin flame is basically when you lived some odd lifetimes and you've ascended to a certain level where you are kind of like alone in your views and you're like, what, you know, and maybe in the enlightenment, basically you're at a certain level where no one, just on my bed, where no one can really like kind of understand you, or you feel like no one can understand you. So what you do is you take your soul. Usually that means it's someone who's really powerful. And I know people are like, this sounds like an anime, whatever. But it's, in my opinion, this is my belief, right? So it's true for me, right? And that's okay if people don't understand it. But a twin flame is basically when you split your soul in half. So now you have the same soul, but you have two halves that would understand each other. And a lot of times you basically will reincarnate with this soul each time you reincarnate, and it would do it in the same. So if you have a human life, you both have a human life. But if you have, let's say you're a star seed, and those who get it, those who don't. Okay, let's say you're a star seed and you're like Palladian, you guys would both be Palladian. You have to both be Syrian. You know what I mean? Like it would be, but of course you would have all the obstacles and all the challenges to go through in that experience, you know, to have that thing to work for. Sorry, I'm reading a message. My phone's sideways. I'm like, I just realized I was recording that entire time. But in that, wow, it's gonna be longer than I thought. I think I'm actually gonna upload this. Like, it is what it is. I don't have to watch it. I just have to upload it. I just have to talk and upload it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the key to this. But basically, you have a soul that would understand you. So in this lifetime, I met him, right? And it was so intense and it was so fiery, and like, we both have very strong Aries placements. Mine's an Aries moon and he's simply an Aries. So like, he's actually divinely masculine. And me being in my energy, I learned my energy is divinely feminine. Now, at the time, I realized I didn't know that when we were together, which was one of the faults. Like, looking back, I understand that not because I don't know what I know, I didn't know what I know now. There was no possible way, like, I would ever have loved him correctly, even as much as I do. Because I think it's okay to admit that I still love him, even though it was a short period of time. But like, because it's just sometimes a little lonely because of how enlightened I am and how much I learned, and because not only that, but this relation. So another thing that is telling about a twin flame is that usually twin flame connections are the ones that catapult you into like enlightenment or spiritual awakening, and that is what happened. As soon as we broke up, like, I just, like, this bitch that sits in front of you was not, I can't even explain to you. Like, one day, if we ever do, because he's also really good with the media, really good with talking. Like, if we ever do meet again, he can explain to you what I was. Like, anybody who knows me from like that amount of, like, around that time would have been like, look at me now and be like, what the fuck? But yeah, so sometimes it's hard because I have no way of contacting him. He has this ability, and this is just this thing he does where he just, and this is an Aries thing, because I do it too. Like, that's, a lot of times they will mirror each other too. Like, he has a tendency to just like up and go. So anytime like he gets hurt, he just fucking, like, literally falls off the face of the earth. He has no social media, to my knowledge. Like, he wasn't the even like when we were like talking, like, he had like, I think an Instagram, and it was like 2 photos from like 3 years ago. I was like, dude, why even have an Instagram at that point? But then again, my Instagram was like a photo and a video. But that's because I deleted all my shit. So, you know, which I'm working on, kind of like branding, I guess. I gotta learn about it. I'm learning about branding. It's all part of the thing. Okay, whatever. I was gonna see something. So, I do miss him, and like, I don't want to admit it because he also has an ego that I don't know if he worked through, but like, it will feed his ego, and I don't want him to come back and think that like, you can just come back in and we not grow from what the fuck happened, because it's a big deal. But y'all, I'm so sorry. My dog is so fucking cute. Like, she's so beautiful. She got a new collar, which brings out her eyes. Oh my God, her eyes is such a pretty brown because the collar is purple. I'm sorry, I just had to get that out there. I love her so much. She is my solitude and like my calm in a lot of storms that I go through. But I was thinking about him last night more intensely than anything, and I was like, "Fuck!" And anytime that happens, because I'm up at late at night, and I can tell. Like, anytime that happens, it was so intense that I can tell he was dreaming about me. And I know that sounds like fucked up and like maybe condescending, because it's like you don't know what the fuck he's dreaming about. But I could definitely feel like it was something was pulling on my energy, and not like where I was just like. And a lot of times, if you're empaths and like clairvoyant to know, you can definitely tell when someone's dreaming about you. There's a lot of signs and signals. But when you can feel someone pulling on your energy, that's when you know someone is either talking about you, thinking about you. I'm also clairaudience. I know when someone's talking about me, right? Ringing in my right ear. Right ear? My right ear, yes. It usually means when someone's talking about me heavily in both my ears, which, bitch, I'm telling you, okay? And it's never not worked, okay? Every time. Like one time I doubted it, and I was like, I think I'm just a crazy bitch. And I felt my ears ringing like one night, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I went to work the next day, and my coworker was like, me and someone so-and-so were talking about you all night, and I was like, cool, I'm not crazy. But I'm about to say his name, but no. But I felt him like kind of pulling on my energy being pulled, and a part of me always wants that connection back because I know how special it is. But the problem with that is because I'm the only one who knows how special it is. You know, I'm the only one that knows that we're twin flames out of the connection. I don't know if he knows that. But like, I don't have any way of communicating or contacting him at the fucking moment, and I'm not chasing after this dude because I don't have. Y'all, I'm not like trying to be, but I don't have the energy and like stamina to be doing that at a confident level. Like, I have my own problems to work through. Like, it's just becoming a lot. And I'll get into more into twin flames in a different video. That way I can kind of explain to you what hurts about it. Because anybody who has a twin flame connection knows these shits are made to be, the payoff is amazing. The path to get there though is ridiculous. Like ridiculous, but it is what it is, okay? But whatever, I don't. I wish I knew what to do about it, because sometimes I won't admit that like I still have a really huge love for him and therefore want that connection to exist, but I don't know if it ever will. And I do believe in divine timing about these certain things. I do now. Before I didn't know, but like I do believe in divine timing now. And if it were ever to work out and he were to come back, then it would be meant to be. But if he doesn't, he doesn't, and I move on from that. But sometimes I feel like I'm hindering myself one way or another, and that's the confusing part about this. I don't know if I'm hindering myself, if I'm blocking myself off by telling myself that I don't. Because sometimes I try to fool myself into believing that I moved on and I don't care, but I do care. Like, I fucking care. I do want it. And like, sometimes I think that hinders me from finding other relationships that could be meaningful, and it could be my other soulmate on earth. Because that's also a thing too. Sometimes twin flames don't have to work out, okay? And you have soulmates on earth and that you are meant to be with. But then sometimes I also feel like me looking for something, because a lot of times I feel like, or sometimes I feel like me looking for other relationships hinders me from the relationship with him, because I'm trying to find outside sources to like fill the need. But sometimes those relationships don't ever pan out. Sometimes I'm still single, bitch, okay? So like they never pan out. And like sometimes I feel like that's the universe being like, no, we got something else. Like we got some, which it is, you know what I mean? If I never always got like, because rejection is divine protection. But sometimes I feel like the universe is giving me all these tests, and they're possibly giving him all his tests as well, for us to actually meet. Because I can't explain to you in this video, because I'm already like 40 minutes in. I can't explain to you in this video how we were perfect if we could, like, we were a perfect couple, in my opinion. Like the perfect couple. Like everything would like truly and divinely, like, it's just the way I feel. Like we were the couple that could have been, okay? Like we would have been Gay Z and Gay Hanse, okay? Like, well, he's bi, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like Gay Z and Gay Hanse, I'm patenting that shit too. I'll make that a fucking thing. But it would make me immensely happy if that were to happen. And we were perfect. Like, he was my perfect nigga. Down to like color, size, and like body weight, dick size, like all of it was perfect. I was like, Like when I met him, when I like I mean, no, I met him before, but like when I like later on when I like we got together again, it was like, cause I remember like that's when I started like asking for stuff, and I was like, oh my god, like God, you ain't have like ask for $1 bill, you get 100, but then like it was just in a mess, a ghetto mess, but like I don't know what I want with him. I don't know if I want him because of an aesthetic that I know exists because we're supposed to be together. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do that either. I don't want to like just try to make it work because in my mind I believe it's supposed to happen. And I guess that's a hindrance. This is the kind of shit that goes on in my mind. This is the intricate thoughts that I have. Anyway, I gotta go pick up this check, so we'll see. So welcome back. Okay, so this I kind of want to just give an update. So everything kind of worked out on its own, and I'm fine. I don't know why I had to just say that, but I guess I just did. Also, I waited like a couple hours to like not a couple hours. It's like a whole day. It's the next day, but like I just because I was gonna do it last night, but then like I ended up like coming home and kind of just chilling out, and I was like I don't feel like it, so I didn't. But everything kind of worked out. The only thing that's on my mind now, though, I'm talking about as far as like the apartment thing, though. As far as how everything worked out, the twin flame thing, I don't know yet. That's just weird. That's just me venting. But I came in there and like not that my apartment allows dogs. Not like I was hiding my dog. I just didn't tell anybody I had a dog. But today when I walked in, he was giving a tour of like the place and like looked right at me. And I mean not in a bad way, but like he looked right at me and I was like, kind of part of me like shit. Like, but I mean it's okay. Like even the fine like is most likely fine. Like it's okay. I probably have to pay a fine, but that's cool. It's whatever. Probably not though, because I don't know if they even care at this certain point, honestly. Like, and probably nothing will happen, but hey, we'll see. Anyways, this is the end of the video. So, thanks for watching me be a little bit more vulnerable on the internet, which is something that is so epic, right? Kind of. I mean, it's really hard for me to be open with people. Like, I don't even have fucking friends. I mean, I do, but like, you know, that whole thing. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It would be awesome. And share if you could, because, you know, I got 4 subscribers, but I'm trying to go up. Gotta start somewhere. It's fun. But